Have you ever wondered where you came from, who were your ancestors, and what they were doing 200 or 300 years ago? Well, about a year ago, I asked myself these questions, and I decided to find out more about my origins and ancestry. And I'm going to tell you more about it. Hello, my name is Zoé Royer, and this is my brief but spectacular take on genealogical research. This experience started a little over a year ago when I got a DNA test for Christmas. I was really excited to finally get to know more about where my ancestors were from. I opened the box, I swabbed both my cheeks, and I sent the samples to my heritage lab in Texas. When this was done, it took about a month to get the final results. My results took me to so many places. It was crazy to find out that I carried so much history inside my own DNA. Italy, Spain, Ireland, Scotland, Brittany, but also Nigeria, Kenya, and Sierra Leone. It got me really ecstatic, and I wanted to find out even more about my actual descent. Doing genealogical research gives you the feeling that you're traveling both through time and space. Most archives are available online, which was pretty convenient in these times of social distancing. I spent the whole first lockdown on my computer trying to find as much information as I could. I learned a lot about how all of this worked and also made me go through so many emotions. I sometimes got angry as I could not find what I wanted. When, for example, I was looking for an act written in 1904 and the archive stopped in 1902. That was really frustrating. I also laughed a few times. I managed to find out in a newspaper that in 1935 my great-grandfather got 100 francs fine for some illegal activity in his bakery in Bordeaux. One thing that was even funnier was when I found out that my grandmother's cousin, Jacqueline, was involved in a relationship with Albert, the Prince of Belgium, and even wrote a book about it. And to get a hand on this one. But quite a few times, what I found brought me tears of both happiness and sadness. On my mother's side, my family is from Martinique, a small island located in the Caribbean, and had experienced slavery for several centuries. Among older generations, slavery is a subject that is not often brought up in conversations, so I had to find out more on my own. When I started doing research on that side of my family, I never expected that I would find the actual emancipation acts of my ancestors. I had their names, the names of their children, and seeing them associated in 1827 with the wording, "are now free of any servitude," made me feel a mix of happiness, sadness, and anger all together. But most of all, doing all of this got me really frustrated. When you start researching, you find birth, marriage, death certificates, know your ancestors' professional occupation, you can see their handwriting and signature, and population census. You can also find out where your ancestors lived, their address, how many people lived in their home. It is so precise that if you check it out on the map, you can sometimes find the exact place your ancestors lived in 200 years ago. If you check the military registers, you can also know their heights, hair and eye color, and even the shape of their face. Once you find out about all of this, it gives you the irrepressible need to know more about these people. What they looked like, were like, their history, what their life was like. But no matter how hard you look, or you can find their documents, you can possibly learn more. And for me, this is one of the most frustrating experiences. Today, my family tree counts a little over 1,000 people, and it is getting harder and harder to get further up in the tree. But I find other activities relating to this. I encourage many of my friends to start doing their own research, and I help them when they face difficulties. In the end, with the challenges and a whole lot of findings that come with it, genealogical research has become a real passion. It really has helped me in getting to know more about myself and my family. My name is Zoé Royer, and this was my not so brief but spectacular take on genealogical research. I hope you enjoyed it, and also hope that it made you want to get started on your own family tree.